Hey guys, Surgeon here with another Cigar Federation video review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Caleanoch. If you haven't heard about Caleanoch, you haven't been watching Sharing Our Pairings very closely, because I've been talking about this cigar since the IPCPR 2015. I was talking about this concept before the IPCPR 2015. So when Hammer and Sickle announced this at the IPCPR, I was beside myself. You can check out the interview with Eric Hansen on our written review page. So what is the Caleanoch? Well, this is the Caleanoch 25, and the Caleanoch 25, it uses 25% of the filler is peat cured. So you've heard about fire cured tobacco before, of course. The Kentucky fire cured from Drew Estate, Sam Lucia's releases had some fire cured tobacco in it, but this isn't fire cured with wood. This is fire cured with peat, which makes it pretty interesting. So again, 25% of the filler is peat. They're going to be offering a 50 and a 75. The 50 I think comes out in April. The 75 comes out in June sometime. It's offered in one size, which is a 6x50 Toro, and the pricing that I've got, the MSRP is $12.50. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited for this cigar. So on the cigar that I've got for review, there is no band on it, and I'm assuming because it's a review sample, it was sent to us obviously for review, but also we're going to have Eric Hansen on Sharing Our Pairings for a very exciting pairing show. So let's get to the nosing here. So you definitely get peat. No question, there's like a sweet, rich peaty off the wrapper. Maybe a little bit of hay. I mean, it's definitely like standing a few feet back from a Lafroig. Quite sweet in the foot. Maybe a hint of spices in the foot. But you know what? I'm tired of nosing. I want to get smoking. So I'm going to get to toasting, lighting, and reviewing here. Draw is good. Initial impressions are sweet, not getting a lot of peat, believe it or not. Getting some grassy notes, some hay, post-draw. So we're going to give this cigar a chance to settle in and see what else comes up. So there are some very light spices and a lot of sweetness on the retrohale. Tons of smoke production. Interesting first third. So out of nowhere, I'm getting ton of pepper post retro. Tons, medium plus, like it really lingers, and there's a delaying aspect to it. So you do a retrohale, you know, there's a lot of sweetness, the hint of spices, and then a good 10 or 15 seconds go by, and there's this intense pepper, like a really spicy pepper, and it just keeps building. Very surprising. About 7 minutes in, I'd say predominant profile here is sweet, with a lot of lingering pepper. It's interesting because you just get so much sweetness on the draw and then so much pepper in the post draw. I'm searching for the peat from the peat cured tobacco, and I'm not getting it yet. There is some saltiness. Kind of reminds me of Islay whiskey, but if there is a peatiness there, I'm really struggling to pick it up so far. Passing 10-minute mark, the pepper's starting to give away a little bit. It's still a light plus, maybe a medium minus. But there is some grassy hay, and the grassy hay is starting to overtake it on the post-draw now. One thing we don't really talk about a lot is burn. And if you look at this, there's been no touch-ups. Now, granted, what's helping this burn is that the weather here is fantastic. Nice warm day, but I mean, that is just a razor-sharp burn. That ash is holding nice. You get a nice bright white ash. All signs of a well-constructed cigar. So the first third continues to evolve here. The retrohale at the 15-minute mark is really ramped from spicy peppery to very creamy sweet. There's really no spices in the retrohale anymore. There's still some lingering pepper on the lips and tongue, but it's kind of at a light plus mark here. Interesting evolution in the first third for sure. 25-minute mark. There is a little bit of smokiness that's building. It's very subtle, light minus. There's also some drying quality. On the post-draw, it's really dry now. I'm probably going to get some water here just to counteract that. As the Caleanoch moved toward the end of the first third here, all of the flavors have ramped down from some of them being at a medium plus, medium, down to about a light plus. It's very light and subtle and subdued. Lots of creaminess, still some hay, and a little bit of grassy notes in the post-draw. Not much else. I'm still searching for that peaty smoke. It's there, but very subtle. Coming up, hitting the 1 hour mark in the middle third. As it transitions into the middle third, as the Caleanoch 25 transitions into the middle third, there's a sudden surprise hit of vanilla sweetness. Still at about a light plus, but I'm interested to see where it's going to go. Coming up on the 1 hour 15 minute mark, about halfway through the middle third here. The peat smoke is starting to come in, but it's very subdued, very, very subdued. I think this is a great entry point for people who want to get into a peat-fired cigar, but are maybe intimidated by peat-fired. I'm personally a big fan of peat, so I think I'm very much looking forward to one of the Caleanoch 50s or the 75s that is a lot more dominant than the peat. I would kind of classify this in the category of Connecticut shade style cigar with a lot more body to it. So you get some of that peat influence without dominating any of the other flavors that are in the cigar here. Coming up in the hour 25 minute mark, as the middle third winds down, just a hint of peatiness with a lot of creaminess off the cigar. Still some grassy hay notes on the post draw. Retrohale is quite smooth and light. There is still a hint of pepper post draw after the retrohale, but again, very, very light. Really no flavor profile change going into the last third here. More of the creaminess with just a hint of smoke. If anything, the retrohale's a little bit more subdued, a little bit more hay going on. Definitely getting a little bit more peat smoke on the retrohale. Still a little bit of a salty character there. Pepper has fallen off on the retrohale at this point in the final third. As the first third winds down here, sitting at the hour 35 minute mark, and peat has stepped up a little bit. There's a little bit of earthiness coming through. Not much else to report. So wrapping up the review of the Caleanoch 25 Hammer and Sickle. Very interesting. It's different from what you'd expect out of a typical shade wrapper cigar because it's got more going on. It's not necessarily my wheelhouse. I mean, I would enjoy this paired for sure, and I'm going to do a pairing with this with a couple different peated scotches, and of course we're going to have this on Sharing Our Pairings. But I am definitely looking forward to the Caleanoch 50 and the Caleanoch 75. So if you enjoyed the review, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to check out the group review at cigarfederation.com, and check out Sharing Our Pairings as we have Eric Hansen on to do a pairing episode with this and some peated scotches. Thanks very much.